everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, we have a big package full of parts. We have a new front bumper, new hood, new radiator support, and we're gonna go right ahead, dive right into this, and install the new parts to get this beautiful Saab back on the road once again. So let's do it. Alright guys, the first thing we're gonna do here before I get the radiator support in the way is I'm gonna put the new radiator hose on the upper side here. This one here was leaking a little bit, and that's just because the rubber is so old it's stretched out and just not holding a good seal anymore. So we're gonna go ahead, replace that. Once we get that on, we'll get into the radiator support. So let's do that. Completely shot, so good thing we changed it. Alright guys, alright, here we go. Alright guys, so the hood is on, as you can see. I got the radiator hose in and I just cleared out the rest of the frame off camera. So now what we're going to do is take the new radiator support and we're going to put it in there and see how it aligns to get a feel for what's going on there. So let's check that out. Wow guys, they gave me a stripped down version of this support here, so it's a good thing I saved the other components from the other one so we can go ahead and salvage some of that. So I'm gonna go out there, grab it, bring it in here and see what we need to bring over. Alright, so here's the deal. Here's the good stuff. The good stuff is very easy to spot weld and connect over here. Very easy to spot weld and connect over here. Likewise on the driver's side, same scenario. Now when we go inside to these inside tabs, you'll see that I have some extra metal laying around here, and I also have some metal that I can work with here to do some spot welding with. So I'm going to work on securing the outside first before I secure the inside. The inside, everything's lined up to the clips that needs to be here. So the first thing I do before I actually spot weld even the outside perimeter like we were just talking about is I want to take the radiator support back off. We're going to install the brand new AC condenser, because obviously once I install the radiator support I need to go through the bottom to install that radiator condenser. And to make life easier, since I don't want to take apart the bottom, is just before I install the before I install the support, is to go ahead and do that. Next up, after we do that, I do need to remove some of these components. Once I remove these hood latch components, I'm also going to go ahead and remove all the clips, such as this one that hold in the hood release as well, since our new one does not have it. So this should be pretty straightforward. And then also the bumps, gotta take those out. Put those into place. most of the hardware is on there. I just realized that the hood latch is actually riveted in place onto the frame. So what I'm gonna do is screw out this rivet here, take this plastic piece off, and re-rivet it to the new one. And then take that screw off, and all the hardware will now be off of the old support. All right, guys, let's get the rest of our stuff out of here. Here's our brand new AC condenser. Third cap. One of the headlights. Looking like a nice headlight for the passenger side. Nice driver's side headlight. This one is also looking pretty decent. How exciting. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead now and install our AC condenser. All right, so the top of the AC is in. Secure the bottom bolts in, and we'll be done with that. All right, guys, so AC condenser is in, everything is secured over there. We are now gonna go ahead and start to install the new radiator support. And I think this is the hardest part of this task, is getting that in, lining it up, welding it in place. So bear with me as we go through this. It's going to be a lot of up and down with the hood and all sorts of stuff. So keep on staying tuned, boys. We're putting this car back together nicely here. All right, so we're going to follow the lines of the original tabs that are on the side here. So you can see that this lines up really nice, just like so. So that's where we're gonna start. That's our starting point on this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and tack weld in the sides first, and then we'll work our way into the middle. Everything obviously is looking decent. Alright, so here comes the fun part, guys. The fun part is lining the hood prongs with the latches. So the good news is that the hood can actually slide on those hinges a little bit, so it gives us a little bit of leeway. The frame is pretty much in place where it needs to be, so that's a good thing. Alright guys, let's give this whole assembly a test. Coming together nice. That's on there, guys. That ain't going anywhere. Keep moving to this side. The last thing that we got done here is we put on the new AC condenser and hooked it all up. So guys, if you're still watching and you're still enjoying, be sure to like, share, subscribe, check out the merch, Griffin Up with me. All those proceeds go back into the channel, so your support is always, always important and awesome. All right guys, next day here, next evening, I did a little bit of work off camera, as you can tell. Got the hood back on, and also, as you can see, got the support frame in there for the radiator. So now we can go ahead and properly open this hood up. Everything is completely functioning, as you can see. So weld points just as they should on the inner side, and of course the outer side and the top, as you saw previously in this video. So support is in there, nice and solid. Everything is lined up. So the last thing we're gonna do today, before we get this car off to the paint, because we're gonna bring this in to get painted, is we're gonna put the fenders back on, I'm not gonna put the bumper cover on because it's all taken apart since it's not color matched either, and I just rather just bring it there off the car and have them paint it before, you know, we put all the trim back on and everything, because I took the trim off. So, no more rambling, let's put the fenders back on the car and tidy this thing up. As you can see, we've made quite a bit of progress, so let's get to it. All right, guys, so check out that body line. Looking pretty good. And over here it needs some adjusting, so we will adjust that a little bit. All right, guys. As you can see, everything is looking back to beautiful. Headlights are on and beautiful. And now we're just gonna get this thing painted. We got to get the hood painted. We're gonna get the bumper painted, get the plastic covers for the mirrors painted. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this series so far. The first time we rebuilt this car, it was much more complex. This is about 4 hours of labor of getting this thing back to where it is right now. It is pretty much 100% minus the front bumper, which I'm not going to install because we're going to bring this car in to get painted. So I'm going to leave you off here, and in the next video, I'm going to be bringing this car back from paint, and we're going to be reassembling it for final assembly to take it on its grand voyage once again. So stay tuned, guys. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, drop a comment below. You guys rock. See you later.